What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. So I've gotten a lot of questions from viewers who get really high ping, asking me how they can still win fights and improve as a player despite having high ping and poor performance overall. So with that said, what I'll be doing in this video is giving you guys some of my best tips for high ping players so you can continue to improve and be successful in game. If this video helps you out, be sure to drop a like on it and consider subscribing as well if you want to see more content just like this in the future. And with that said, let's get into the video. So starting off this video, my first quick tip is going to be slowing down your playstyle. In Fortnite, your playstyle can depend on a lot of factors: your overall fighting skill, the players that you're up against, etc, etc. But when you're on high ping, it's going to be really hard to crank out the insane box fighting techniques and retakes that zero ping players can do easily. Obviously, that's not because you're not capable of doing them, but rather because your ping simply wouldn't let you do it. Thus, it's really important that you focus on being super precise with everything you do, making sure that every build places properly and each edit goes through. You simply won't be able to perform some of the crazy techniques, but that's okay. So with that said, if you're on high ping, definitely start by slowing down your fighting playstyle a bit. Put some emphasis on smart and efficient moves instead of doing the crazy mechanical stuff that you see in montages. While the fancy stuff can look really cool, it's really not going to do you any good if you're on high ping. With that said, now that we've covered the general playstyle you should employ on high ping, this next tip is going to be creative practice. Now, in creative, you'll obviously want to try and match your in-game ping as close as possible to get the most realistic practice. For me personally, I'll often get like 15 to 20 ping in creative, and then I'll hop into the game, and depending on the day, I can get all the way up to like 45 or 50. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't consider that high ping, but I just wanted to use that as an example for the ping difference between creative and real games. One simple way to get around this and practice on high ping if your creative ping is lower is to simply switch to another region. Just as an example, if someone usually plays NA East and gets like 65 ping in game, chances are they can queue into creative on NA West and get right around 65 to 70 ping depending on their location. So one thing that's definitely worth trying is adjusting your matchmaking region in creative to simulate the real game. When it comes to what you should actually practice in creative, honestly, it really shouldn't differ all that much from what most players do. The most common practice methods like piece control drills, aim maps, realistic 1v1s, edit courses, free builds, and things of that nature should really provide you some good practice and help you out regardless of what ping you play on. One quick note though is that I recommend you guys play against lower ping players as much as possible in creative. Obviously, if you're on high ping, playing against a lower ping player is going to help you the most since they're the ones that you're probably going to struggle with the most in game. If you struggle with getting your walls taken, getting completely rolled in box fights by low ping players, the best way to improve and target that is to simply play against low ping players to try and learn what they do and how to counter it. Moving on to our next tip though, and this tip is one of the most effective ones you can use on high ping, and that's to watch other high ping players to learn from them. Whether it's a tournament video on YouTube, a Twitch stream, or whatever else it may be, finding someone who plays on high ping and learning strategies and techniques from them is one of the best ways to improve as a high ping player. Tons of people have placed way in the money in tournaments on high ping, even on numbers like 100, 200, or higher, and watching those videos to see how they approach fights, how they handle different scenarios, and the techniques they use, and all that sort of stuff can be incredibly helpful if you're a high ping player who's looking to improve. You can do this by simply looking up a term like 100 ping cash cup, for example, on YouTube, and you'll be shown a bunch of gameplay from tons of different people. And of course, you can change that search term depending on your ping. But overall, watching people who place high or are just really good at the game on high ping is a fantastic way to learn some new techniques, strategies, and general ideas you can implement into your own gameplay. Moving on from that though, my final tip for this video is going to be a super important one, and that's to get insane aim. As a high ping player, the biggest advantage that you can gain over other players is becoming an insane aimer. If you rarely miss shots and you blast your opponents for high damage, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with even if you play on super high ping. The actual ways to practice your aim depend on your own preference really, but I'd recommend focusing on in-game aim trainers as opposed to something like Kovacs, since in-game aim trainers also simulate your real ping, and shooting mechanics are slightly different between low and high ping. I won't go too in depth during this video on how to actually improve your aim since I've discussed it before, but I do have a ton of aim videos on my channel if you guys are interested in checking those out as well. But with all that said, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this quick video on how to dominate in Fortnite with high ping. If this video helped you out, be sure to drop a like on it and consider subscribing as well if you want to see more content just like this in the future. As well as that, if you'd like to show some extra support, consider using code Teckoh in the item shop. It's completely free for you and it really does help me out a bunch. Finally, guys, if you want to check out any of my other socials like Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, or TikTok, those are all going to be linked down below. With that said, thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.